Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma practitioners, as you know, in these meditation sessions, we practice samatha and vipassana, both meditation techniques. So, in our Theravada tradition, there is a word called Yuganadha. Yuganadha means joining, pair. So, samatha and vipassana, you use combine, join together. When you look at the world, in this material world, sometimes one thing need the help from another things to make it usable. So as example, this bell. So this bell that itself doesn't make it purpose. So it needs something to hit. So that is where the bell itself going to become a bell. So, but look at this is iron and this is wood. When it comes to value, this is so valuable in conventional life. This is brass, it is valuable. But this is piece of wood. But to make this as a bell, you need this. And sometimes if you use the same kind of like as example brass, if you hit that, you're not going to get the real sound that make you more relaxed and calm or peaceful. But this useless piece of wood, when it applied to this usable brass or the iron, and it giving a kind of a sound that make it more comfortable for us to hear. So as example is like this pen. If you hit the pen, its sound is different deeply. It's not like the this sound. So this Yuganadha means like that, to get the right purpose, get the right, make it more usable and get it to the right point. You use the tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation. So Yuganadha means you combine, joining. And when you join it, it make it more powerful, and at the same time the egocentric mind start to go away. Why? Because you itself, you know, you use some other techniques to gain this. Otherwise it is not by achieving yourself your own mind. No, in the beginning you calm down your body and you calm down your breathing. So it not belong to you. So you just relax, allow it to relax. That so when you relax it, when you allow it to relax, and what happening, it bring you kind of like a peaceful mind. So then you understand the interconnection. In the material world, this everything same. Look, this the camera. The camera itself separately work. But to get the best out of the camera, you need the light. It is a totally different kind of something. So, and when you cook, So you use the spoon, and maybe you use piece of cloth to hold the very hot material. But at the same time, even though we use that things, end of the day, when the if the food is so taste, so sometimes when the whoever the person cook that, and he get the credit and he telling, oh, I cooked it. If the tea is so perfect, oh, I made that tea. So how, why you cannot understand how many things help for you, even though you able to maintain that things, how many things help for you to gain this. So in the samatha and vipassana, this yuganadha is the reason why it come like this way. When it come to mind, so as you know, you have to develop the wisdom and compassion, and the wisdom itself not exist separately. So the wisdom covered by the ignorance. So this is what, when you develop the samatha meditation, tranquility meditation, as a result of that, you gain strong, undisturbed mind. And other thing is, through the tranquility mind, when you have the undisturbed mind, it reduces the greediness or the lust. That is what happened. So practicing, remember this very carefully, because most people practice samatha and vipassana, but and sometimes even they don't know the difference, and they don't know what is happening and why they need this both. They sometimes they don't understand. So that's why this information will help for you to make it more clear. Because when you know, when you have all the tools, so yourself, whenever you want to work, then you know what to do and how to do things. So when you practice the samatha meditation, tranquility meditation, when you calm down your mind, tranquilize your mind, when you develop undisturbed mind, what is happening, it it reduces the lust. So when it reduces the lust, the greed, hatred, anger, jealousy, disappointment, worry, fear, this kind of all the thoughts go down when you develop the tranquility meditation. And sometimes it says just only by meditation you cannot do it. Of course, you have to in day-to-day life. Why it says like that way? Because in day-to-day life, anger, hatred, jealousy, these things come out of the all the perception that we gain. So in day-to-day lifestyle. So that's why you have to have the right environment, right people, right mindset. So this kind of things, and the right wisdom, kind of like how to deal with the situations, and how to transform that emotions to make it intelligent. So this kind of things. Of course, you need that things, but at the same time, deeper level in the bottom as a foundation. When it comes to meditation, always remember the very nature or the behavior or the condition of the mind very important. So through tranquility meditation, what it does, it brings your mind to neutral point. It brings your mind to calm down and deactivate this all the unnecessary behavior of the mind. And especially the main thing is the lust. So that is what happening through the tranquility meditation. When the mind become busy, the very first thing arise in your mind is the lust. Another thing is whatever the greed or the anger, hatred, jealousy, or disappointment, worry, fear, this anything if you take, there is a list. There are 16, 1 6, there are 16 things related to this thoughts. And so when these things arise, somehow it going to end, it going to look the satisfaction held from the lust, even the anger. If anybody get angry, there is a deeper level of connection with the lust. Even the fear, in conventionally, this emotional or psychological, so whatever you can mention, if it is related to the fear, there is a deeply, the main root is the lust. So that's why through the tranquility meditation, it go to the root and release that lust, and it reduce the power of the lust through the tranquility meditation. That is what it does. And when you release the lust, what is happening, it help you to get out of the moment, or the get out of the existence. That doesn't mean you're going to end this existence. That is what from the ancient time. So as example, when you have the lust, the desire, the holding nature, it it will keep you bound to that place, or that things, or that environment, or that situations. And when you get out of the lust, what will happen, it help you to release from that place and move forward. So in even in the journey of this existence, what will happen, you will move forward without come back to the same place, because you have no lust. But that doesn't mean, you have to be very clear, you have that that doesn't mean reducing lust, doesn't mean you get out of the existence. Existence happen, but you become a better, you become improve, you go higher. So tranquility meditation will help you to become better or go higher. How? Reducing the lust. And other thing is, when you reduce the lust, the mind become clear and mind become peaceful. So imagine yourself, when there is no, when there is when there is no lust, or when there is no need for you, especially self-centered, that the desire with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind look for satisfaction. When there is no that kind of desire to look for satisfaction, then itself you feel relaxed, comfortable, you free. So when you look for freedom, what does that mean? You look for freedom from these desires, because when there is no desires, you are free. When there is no desires, that means there is no lust. So you are free, but that doesn't mean you end. Through the vipassana, what it does, so through the vipassana, when you have this free mind, relaxed, comfortable mind, undisturbed mind, when you develop the vipassana, it develops your wisdom. So when you have the wisdom, you recognize this, how these things happening, and what is the reason even for the lust. So through the samatha, it reduced the lust. It doesn't show the reason for the lust. Through the vipassana, it show you reason for the lust. So reducing lust and recognize the reason for lust, two different things. So that is why in the beginning, because without reducing, it is very difficult sometimes to recognize the reasons. So that's why through the samatha practice, you go to a place to reduce the lust. And then you come to a point to high mental power, first absorption, second absorption, third absorption, and fourth absorption. And then from there, you develop that five hindrance, kama, chanda, vyapada, tina, midda, uddhacha, kukucha, vichikicha. So when you reduce this everything, what will happen? You start to see the mechanism of the happening. When you able to see the mechanism of the happening, you recognize how things come to be as they are. That recognition, that wisdom allow you to get out of the the system or the pattern, because that recognition itself release you from everything. So that is where you experience the five aggregates. So reducing the five hindrance, you can access to five aggregates. So five hindrance hold by the last. So then you get the help out of the samatha, tranquility meditation, to reduce the five hindrance. And when you reduce the five hindrance, so remember all the five hindrance come out of the last. And now when you reduce the last, that's mean it reduce the five hindrance, and the mind become more sharp and clear, and you can attain to the high mental powers till the fourth absorption. But still, when it come to vipassana, you recognizing even the vipassana is the point that you gain access to five aggregates: form, feeling, sensation, formation, recognition. So breaking down the last, you cannot see this. So that's why you get the help out of the samatha. And so this is called samatha vipassana yugananda. Another thing is, now remember, now you are able to recognize form, feeling, sensation, formation, and recognition, five aggregates. And at the same time, the beauty is, now you know the pattern and you saw how the samatha will help for you to, to clear the lust, and how the technique of the vipassana or the method of the vipassana help you to sharpen the wisdom. So the samatha reduce the lust, vipassana increase the wisdom. When you reduce the lust, you increase the wisdom, reduce the lust, increase the wisdom. In a certain level, the wisdom itself recognize this pattern. And then there, even the that awareness itself, when it come to a point to understand how this is happening, the consciousness or the recognition itself, the subject or the recognizer itself not going to claim, oh, this is my knowledge, oh, I understood this. Why? Because to achieve to this, in the beginning, the samatha help for this, and also the vipassana help for to get to experience this new moment. So then itself, when the path become clear, when the person see how that you experience this moment, that you recognizing, you experience it not because of your mind, It is because of the method that you practice. That is where you surrender to the Dharma. It is kind of like you discover the path. That is what the Buddha does. Buddha rediscover the path and then give it to others. So then it is there already. So what you do, and you start to go with that everything, and you discover yourself. And once you discover it yourself, it is not you. The wisdom itself belongs to the path. And that is where you become more humble, and that is where you become more vulnerable, and you become more wiser, and recognizing this dharma itself help for you to gain this. So otherwise it is not the I achieve to this, I achieve to this like this, because in the beginning you see how the samatha and vipassana help for this. If we look around the world, this everything exists because of something. So that is where you come to the point to understand the cause and effect, because there is nothing can exist without help from others. Some as example, see this water in this cup. So if the cup go against the water and deny, I don't want, how the water can be? If the water reject the cup and tell anymore, anywhere in the world, we're not going to get involved with the cups. We're not going to go with the cups. Then people are not going to buy cups. So then when you use the cup with the water, if you don't see this connection, that itself we come to a point that's a kind of like a blind spot. This it's kind of like a blind spot. That blind spot created by the lust, and that is where I come. Oh, this is my. That is the biggest blind spot. And then when it comes to this is mine. So even your body, this is mine. And you don't see anymore how the lungs, heart, liver, kidney, how this water or the air, so how this immunity work, that nerve system work, sympathetic nerve system, parasympathetic nerve system, how this work, you don't see anymore. And then that why? Because you get into the blind spot. This is mine. And then you come to the family and you start to claim your husband, wife, children, friends, and family members. This is mine. This is mine. So then you get into the blind spot. You don't see the anymore the connection, and it make the more difficult your life, and it make you more hard, tight. That hardness, that heaviness, that tightness hold you to the place, hold you to the ground. So through the samatha, what it does, it cut it, release it, and it make you free from it. And that is where the journey become more relaxed and comfortable. And but at the same time, when you develop the vipassana, you understand and recognizing how these things come to be as they are and what is the connection. And then you become more disciplined yourself, you become more alert yourself, you become more careful yourself. Why? Because you understand it. To happen this one thing, there are a lot of things involved. And that is where you become more respectful regarding the situations or the environment. And when you have that kind of mindset, and then you understand that there's no self-governed life. It is mostly the cause and effect govern life we have. So once you have that wisdom, and you find your way to experience the liberation. But the lust is blind us and hold us, and we don't see it. It make us more blind, and the lust is kind of like a black hole. It never allow us to experience the light. So there was a person, and he was very poor farmer. And what he does, he make little bit, very little bit rice and beans, and very, little bit for his lunch every day, and he take it with him. And so there in his village, where he used to do farming, in the middle of the kind of like next to the forest, it was a mountain. So he sat under a tree, and then he start to eat. So while he is eating, he saw the kind of like a lion head rock next to him. It's kind of like a real lion head. So then this person thought, oh, this is a kind of like an invisible power in this place. There is some miracles can happen. So what he does every day before he eat, he take a portion of from that and offer. So whatever it's there, he just offer keep it in front of that lion head. So he used to do it for a while, and then one day this lion head start to talk, and he was wonder. And then the lion head told, and the farmer asked forgiveness and told, I am very poor, I don't have much to offer, so whatever I have, just I offer for you. So then the the lion head told, don't worry, just from today you're not going to be poor. Just put the hand to inside my mouth, and there are some gold, take it. And when you hold the one hand of the gold, just right away take it. Why? Because when it reduce the weight inside my mouth, what will happen? This my mouth going to shut. So before it close, what you have to do, just put the hand, take the gold, the whatever come to your hand, take it and move your hand right away. Because I have no power to keep holding my hand once the gold disappear. So the farmer agreed to do that, and he right away put the hand, and whatever came to his hand, he took out, and then the the mouth closed. And then he opened his hand, there are gold. And the lioness told, now you don't no need to worry about becoming poor, so go and have a good life. So he went to the village and start his life and the neighbor. And so this suddenly how this person became rich, and told and asked, and tell me what is the reason. This person told, this it is not overnight. For a while I used to go to this forest and start to do some farming there, and then suddenly this what happened, and he start to explain. And then the neighbor, he thought, oh, I also want to do it, and he got the right directions. And from next day he pretend like poor, but he had much wealth, but he just pretend like poor. And he took little bit food and went to the right place he found, and he saw the lion head, and he start to do the same thing. And so then after a while, what happened? As usual, the lion head start to talk. And then this person told, I am poor, I am sorry that I just give whatever I have, I don't have anything better to offer for you, so please forgive me. So the lioness told, don't worry. So You just put the hand and take whatever come to your hand and move away. So don't keep too much time, because if you hold it too much, and then what will happen? Once you know the the gold released from my mouth, the mouth going to close. This person agreed, and then what he did, he put the hand, and he put the hand and he start to feel like, some, and he put the hand this much and this much, this much, this much, and he put the shoulder. And then he thought, okay, only one time, one chance, what should I do? And then he put his other hand also, now both hands. And then what he did, he put his head also, and then put some gold to his mouth. And then he tried to grab more gold, and right away what happened, the mouth closed. So that is what happened when we have the greed, lust. It make us blind, not only blind, it take inside it. It never allow us to stay away from it. It pull us towards the darkness. So through the tranquility meditation, what it does, it cut down that nature and reduce it. And through the vipassana, it take you to a point to understand. It's like you peeling onion. When you peel layer by layer, layer by layer, and finally you don't see something as onion. So through the vipassana, that that develop the wisdom. When you have the wisdom, you recognize this everything appear out of emptiness. So once you understand that, your mind release from that. Even that recognizing the recognizer also release from the wisdom. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo suti dīgāyuko bhava. Ittavata ca ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.